Supply, law of supply. We have discussed this in previous session. So we will move pursuing ahead with the same aspects where we will discuss what's on commodity price influence and what kind of assumptions we use to take into consideration while assessing law of supply. So few assumptions and few exceptions are here.
I warmly welcome you all in new learning phase of digital medium and for the development of intellectual property of this country through Digital India. So hereby we will going to give the extension of a previous class to this class, that is law of supply. We have earlier discussed what is law of supply. Now we will discuss it in the aspect of assumptions and exceptions. Somewhere, law of supply is an economical phenomena which function as per the prevailing time and condition and circumstances. So hereby we should have a brief of law of supply. It is a general tendency of a supplier where we assess supplier behavior and what we depict with offering of stock for the market by him, and it is done in journal condition with the prevailing prices. So he marked three segment: journal tendency of seller, offering their stock for sale at prevailing prices. Price is the prominent player and we uses the phases for law of supply like this. Other things remain constant, stable, unchanged. The only one player which will emerge as the one key changer, game changer will be price. Expand with rise in price, contracts with fall in price. Higher the price, higher the supply. Lower the price, lower the supply. We used to market with this phase that they both will move together in same direction. One will up, the other will be pulled up. If one will fall, so other will same way influenced and going to lag behind. So this marked the positive and direct relationship between your price and quantity supplied. This pursued with the hypothetical schedule and a graphical representation. So have a look on it. Product price is 10 rupees, quantity supplied is 10 rupees. Product price rises to 20, quantity supplied rises to 30. Then product price is 30 and quantity supplied is 20. Then product price is 40 and quantity supplied is 25. So this mark that we are increasing on the both end, price also and quantity supplied also. Hypothetical schedule means a tabular presentation, and this means a situation which we have assumed or we have assessed in a prevailing condition. It is not hard and fast. It will not always going to be same. It will vary according to time. And this shows in the diagrammatic presentation also that the graph is sloping upward and it's positive. When you have 10 rupees to 10 quantity supply, when you have 40 to then it's 25. So it moves in positive direction. That's why the curve is upward sloping, and this mark you with a new introduction, that is supply, schedule and curve. The positive relationship always exists with the word expansion and contraction, because when you see that we are rising from price 10 to 40, so the quantity supplied also rises from 10 to 25. This shows the expansion of supply, and expansion shows growth of supply. And when you show price from 40 to 10, then you show the quantity from 25 to 10. This mark you with the contraction. Contraction means sikurna, saturation, fall karna. Then you have P to P2 in expansion, Q to Q2 in expansion. Then it's assumptions. Somewhere we have to consider other factors also except price, but in assessment of law of supply we keep everything stable. So what these factors are: to attain the supply we need technique of production and technology. So we assume that there will be no upgradation in technique of production and technology. Then we see transportation cost also get involved in production. So we assume that there will be no fuel price rise, and this will not going to hike us transportation cost. Then we assume that fiscal year will be same as per prevailing fiscal year and there will be no fluctuation announced by government, so we do not consider that also. Then we keep the price of related goods same as market will going to be stabilized. We assume that also. Now we will deal exceptions. We have economical principles to function. We have economical phenomena to function, but it fluctuate as per prevailing condition. So somewhere law of supply also lags behind or falls short on the expectation, and this means to say that the future price will going to have influence of law of supply. Then labor supply is also going to be emerged. Then agriculture products do not applicable with the law of supply. Speculation or speculation also come under the same category. Changes in situation occurred as per the nature, as per the circumstances. In pandemic, the law of supply doesn't exist. So this means to say that somewhere lagging behind is also there in the case of law of supply. When we are discussing law of supply, so the next thing will be the extension point that will give birth to first supply function. Supply function and your law of supply is connected to each other in a mathematical expression. Here we used to assess law of supply with nature of relationship, which shows positive in the case of price and quantity supplied. But in case of supply function, we assess what is the measurement of that relationship. We assess how much price influence was considered on the quantity supplied by the producer at the time of delivery of product to the market. Here we assess measurement of that relationship between quantity supplied and price. So supply function expressed as quantity supplied for product X is equal to constant representing change produced in the supply of 1 unit in change of price of same commodity. It shows you one fluctuation that occurs due to price change. Example, when you have 10 rupees, so you are supplying 10 units. When you rises the price from 10 to 40, then you supply 25 units. So there is variation in price of 30 rupees and the quantity supplied with 15 units. So that is the measurement, how much price you get with the effect of your quantity supplied. It is a relationship of a measurement when you talk about supply function. If you talk about law of supply, so it determines you with nature. So hereby, thank you for visiting for today's class. Thank you. See you again.